please come and get Harry Maguire. A lot of fans say it. I will drive him down to London. I do not care. I will bring him myself.
On to Chelsea, on to why we got Lewis onto the podcast today. So Lewis, unfortunately, was at the away end at Ellen Road to watch Chelsea lose 3-0 to Leeds United, a team and a player that you've mentioned quite a lot on your podcast, and you mentioned to me back in Miami, Brendan Aronson running riot against Chelsea. How did that work out for you, Lewis?
Yeah, he did me dirty. Me and Brendan go way back. Now, to be honest with you, for a few years now, I've watched a load of MLS, and I first found him playing for Philadelphia Union, and he was excellent for them. And then he got a move to RB Salzburg, and obviously, I just think that he's gone from strength to strength. He's been playing in the Champions League for them as well, and I thought when he signed for Leeds, it's a typical signing for the Prem, who's a pressing midfielder who will not stop running, and he does have quality on and off the ball. And yeah, he's a great player, and like I said, he did me dirty, and so did Edouard Mendy. Unfortunately for me, in that game, he attempted to do a Cruyff for some reason instead of just. I'd rather him have just kicked it out for a corner personally, but now Chelsea just weren't up for it. Leeds just wanted it more, and I've noticed since Patrick Bamford got injured in, I think it was opening game week, they look a much better side without him in the team. They look so much better with either a false nine or playing Rodrigo through the middle, because they can all run and they can all press relentlessly, and they're all fast. And it reminds me of United back in the day when they had Zlatan. They had loads of pacey people around him, but they would always outrun him. They'd be looking for someone to put it in the box, and Zlatan would be on the edge of the box. But it just reminds me of that. And Leeds do look good at the moment, and Chelsea looked very worrying in that game. And it's no surprise that we're going hard for different players at the moment, Fofana, Anthony Gordon, and we'll see what gets over the line. Hopefully both.
Talks of Harry Maguire as well, which could be unbelievable.
Hopefully not. You can keep him.
Imagine if you take Maguire, I'd be like, thank you so much.
All right, we'll have Maguire and you can have Kepa. Then people both win.
Kepa. I don't think Kepa would.
Listen, I would take Kepa if it meant getting rid of Maguire. I will snap your hand.
Yeah, necessary evil, I think it is.
Hey, come on. We can do business.
It would work. First of all, with the Mendy thing as well, sometimes it is good to just boot it away, like Nick Pope did in the game afterwards against Man City. Just boots away, goes up for throw. It doesn't matter. You're not conceding the goal. But I wanted to kind of know from your points of view as well, how is the front three kind of working for you, or not really working for you, with the Sterling, Havertz, and Mount fluid free at the top of your pitch for you? Because I was quite gassed about it when I saw Raheem Sterling sign for Chelsea. I thought it'd be a great signing for you, the way that you played under Thomas Tuchel. But is it time to change formation under Thomas Tuchel? Is it time to change the way that you're kind of playing? You kind of want to see the best out of Sterling and Mount, especially for the World Cup. That double A probably not, because he doesn't support England. So he's happy about it on two fronts. But personally, I want to see a bit more from Sterling and Mount going forward before the World Cup.
I just think as soon as the transfer window shuts for Chelsea, you'll see a much different side, because we've got a lot of players that want away at the moment. Like, we've already got rid of Lukaku almost immediately when Todd Bowley come in. We got rid of Timo Werner. He's gone back to Leipzig. We're looking to get rid of Hakim Ziyech, as we alluded to earlier. And Christian Pulisic is potentially up for sale as well. And like I said, we are in for players, and there's a lot of players that don't want to be there. Ross Barkley, another one off the top of my head, that we're just hoarding players at the moment. Nathaniel Chalobah's going to Inter Milan, Ampadu's going to Spezia. So, like, as soon as the window shuts, we'll actually have solidified competition for places, because I just think it's a few mitigating factors. Like, there's no competition for places. Mount, Sterling, and Havertz know they're going to start every week. So there's no one to push him at the moment, because, like I said, all them players I mentioned before are either away or they want away. And then as soon as you get a Gordon and Aubameyang, straight away that's competition for places. Straight away there's two very different type of players to all the players that we've mentioned so far. And I just think another factor is they need to gel. They need to gel as well. Obviously, we've only played 3 league games. Should have been 2 wins against Tottenham, but like I said, I could have done a whole podcast on that. But I think Chelsea, they do look a bit blunt in attack. And to answer the formation question, I think next season you'll see probably Chelsea move to a different formation when we go really hard for a centre mid. Probably Declan Rice. He's probably the one that we'll go really hard for next window, because he does look like he's available, and it looks like he's going to do 1 more year for West Ham and then become available. And then you'll see us move, because at the moment we don't have the players to move formation yet. We just don't have the numbers.
I'm just kind of curious with the whole Anthony Gordon thing as well, because I predicted 2 years ago he'd be a big player for Everton coming forward, and he was one of the big reasons why they survived and they stayed in the Premier League last season as well, which is fair on him. But personally, I don't think he's good enough to play for Chelsea. Former European champions 2 seasons ago, the quality you have up front, he could be someone that you would build towards as well. But when I'm looking at Newcastle United at the time of speaking today, looking at Alexander Isaac or even João Pedro as well, Isaac would be a much better player, in my opinion, for Chelsea to have gone for, and for someone who I think would actually offer something different than Anthony Gordon, because I genuinely think that Chelsea have much better players that they can go for. I know they've got rid of Werner, they've got rid of Lukaku, and it's still on their books as well, obviously being a loan out. But what about Broja? Do you reckon Broja will be given a first team chance this season, or do you reckon he'll be another one to be loaned out? Lewis?
I mean, it's up to him really, because over the summer he was barking orders about that he should be really in this team and he should really be given a go as the number 9. And like Double A said before, no one has the divine right to come into any club and say, I'm playing and this is what's happening. It's just not happening. The situation with Gordon, I would like to see it, because I think someone in Thomas Tuchel, he gets the best out of young players, and he got monster seasons out of Ousmane Dembele and people like that for Dortmund. And if he wants him, if Tuchel wants him, then that's fine by me. You can have him, because he's obviously seen something where he can mould him into any type of player. Like, he's only 21. You've already said he plays for England under 21, so he's no slouch. And he's probably thinking, Anthony Gordon, I want to play at the highest level and I'm going to get a fair crack at it because all these people are leaving and it's a World Cup year. So maybe I'll even go if I start playing well and get in the team, because Callum Hudson-Odoi, he's leaving as well. Forgot to mention him earlier. He's going to Bayer Leverkusen. And
really? Is he going to Bayer Leverkusen?
Yeah. So he's either going on loan or we're going to sell him with a buyback for Fabrizio, we were saying before. So,
okay.
But yeah, another player who hasn't done enough to really nail down a first team place. Been unfortunately riddled with injuries, but hopefully he goes out, play some football in Germany. Hopefully we see him back there. But yeah, I think again, like United, baby steps for us. We're not adding to the squad. We're rebuilding our squad. We lost some big players in the summer as well. Rudiger being the biggest one.
Because you're kind of looking at it and you're kind of thinking Koulibaly with the red card on the weekend as well. You're looking at Kolo Gallagher coming into the team, maybe pushing out Jorginho, Kante, and Kovacic further down the line as well. Can you see this being a new rejuvenated Chelsea with some of the younger players coming through into their squad? And I think it's really good to see how Reece James has been versatile. But I've also said about Chelsea's players in the past, even for Callum Hudson-Odoi, I think Lewis may agree with me that versatility can sometimes be a negative thing when you're playing in so many different positions. You can't hold down a place in the team or in the squad because you're so used to just being that extra guy, the nearly guy going into every single position. But I just kind of wanted to know your thoughts on Chelsea currently this season.
Before the season started, I think I predicted them definitely to finish in the top 4 just because of who Chelsea are, and they always seem to be there or thereabouts. They find a way to get results and really push for cups, titles, and stuff like that. Obviously, I'm not worried because I'm not a Chelsea fan, but the fact they don't have a recognised number 9, that top class striker, who will get you them goals that other players aren't going to get, and I think that's a worry. It's obviously Aubameyang. I'd stay clear of Aubameyang. I think he's bad news, and I think it's just another player that Barcelona are desperate to get off the books that's on big wages. I know you mentioned Isaac before. That would have been a great option. I was surprised Sterling went there. Although it is a good signing, I was surprised he went there. And it's just like, for me, looking outside in, it's like they put pieces and hoping that they work. Mount gets moved about. Is he a midfielder or does he play out wide? Havertz, what is he? And when is he going to fully kick on and show the talent that we all knew he had back in Germany? Is he still living off that Champions League goal in terms of reputation and what his output is for this team? And the back line, they definitely need another centre back. Please come and get Harry Maguire. A lot of fans say it. I will drive him down to London. I do not care. I will bring him myself. But they've still got great players in that squad, and they're very capable of. And when they turn up on the day, like Lewis said, they were unlucky not to win against Spurs. Spurs should have had a player sent off in that game. Probably means they go on and win that game. So I'm probably it's hard to say with Chelsea. I think they will show up and I think they will eventually be up there. Maybe not may miss out on top 4. It just depends on Arsenal, I think, in terms of can their squad see it through. If they have a few injuries, playing Thursday, Sunday a lot, are they going to be able to stay up there after a good start? And United could be anywhere, to be fair. So I'm for Chelsea fans, they need to go and get a big striker that's going to be their number 9, and other players can feed to score them the goals. But yeah, I think they'll still be thereabouts. We're a big club, and they always seem to get over the line when it's needed.